And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Reality Skewed Gamers Lunch Stream. It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day. It's time to get your day started with a quality show for you guys. What is the lunch stream, you may be asking? Well, that's just where we hang out with you good folks for the next hour or so. Answer some of your questions. We'll do a roster review. No big whoop. We'll just have fun. Giggles will ensue. And I brought along the crew with me to help ensure that we have lots of fun. We've got Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, whatever. It could be morning. Good morning.
Good after morning.
After earning? I don't know.
After morning.
Brunchy time. Let's just call it brunchy time.
Good sometime during the day.
Yes, there you go. Also joining us, we've got Grim the Mechanic.
Wasabi.
Wasabi to you, my friend. We also have Stoner Jedi and the baby.
What's up, guys?
And then basically Chrome has got Stoner's got the baby somewhere, so if we hear the baby responding, it's because he heard Dark Side.
Yeah, he's running around today. He's very active today.
There you go. Mm-hmm. And finally, we got Crumb Cobra.
It's a hump day.
Hump day.
I love those camels.
You know, I've actually had camel. It's actually pretty decent. So, all right. If you have questions, go ahead and get those in. Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, will scoop those up, and we will get to as many as we can at the end of the show, like we always do. Also, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Obviously, you love the content, so subscribe and just let you know when we're putting out more great content. We had the lunch stream yesterday. We had a Battlefront 2 stream. We had a Borderlands stream. So we have a lot of stuff that we're streaming here, so the best way to know when we're doing it is to be a subscriber. Also, if you're watching one of our videos, make sure you give us a thumbs up and give us a like. It really does help the channel grow because it helps put our content out there more in the YouTube world. And if you haven't checked it out, check out our Patreon. Patreon is where you can go support us directly. I mean, we've got lots of ways for you to support us, whether it's YouTube sponsorship or, you can do the super chat when we're live. But if you want to be a consistent person donating every month, just go to our Patreon. And that's the best way to do it. Right, Dr. Finn?
That is correct.
That's science. Alrighty then. That's all the mechanisms out of the way. Not much report on the news. I'm sure that will be coming down the pipe at the last minute like it always is. Now, Dr. Finn, are we doing the VIP thing today?
The sponsor chat thing, yes.
Sponsor chat thing, there you go.
Yes, so we're trying to make it so, and this is something you guys will have heard us say on the stream before. So we want to make it so, depending on what modality you guys are supporting us, you get something different, right? And so we have our VIP status, which gets you specific things, and you can find that information on the Patreon as well. You can see what you get for the different VIP levels, but you also get something for being a Patreon, which is different from VIP. So we have something if you're a VIP, which is just kind of based on your overall donations. You get something if you're a Patreon, which is monthly, but then we also have this YouTube sponsorship. And we were trying to figure out what can we do for YouTube sponsorship. And so what we will do starting today, and we'll try to do this as often as possible, is before our live streams, we will start a private stream that will be linked in the VIP chat. And the VIP chat, you guys can go there. The chat will be exclusive to only the YouTube sponsors. So the VIPs can all watch it, but only the members of the YouTube sponsorship or membership will be able to talk into it. So you guys can hear us kind of setting up. You'll probably hear Ranger yelling at me as I'm giving him graphics and stuff to test, and you'll be able to kind of see us setting up, and we'll be looking at the chat as well, so you can have some random discussions with us. We won't necessarily be answering questions because we'll be doing that during the stream, but it'll give you guys a little bit more interactivity with us before we set up and kind of see how the RSG sausage is made.
That's right. And just
it's extremely entertaining, very entertaining before the stream actually starts to hear it. When Grande's in the stream before it starts, magic.
I don't know if I'd call it magic.
I guess that's one way to put it.
It's dark magic. Yeah. Oh, God.
I mean, we all think Hocus
special,
Pocus,
but not in the magical sort.
And Finn,
I was thinking Sarah Jessica Parker from Hocus Pocus magic.
Ah, see what you did there. And it's really, I mean, it'll be something fun to do. But I was just thinking, Finn, there are people that are not only they're the Patreons, but they're YouTube sponsors. So they have the full gambit of us wherever that we go and whatever we do.
We're whores.
He's not wrong. Hey, listen, we're the goal.
Give Ranger money and he will pee his pants.
Mm-hmm.
Ranger's a whore.
Forget pride. We like to eat. We like to live.
Hookers and blow, baby.
Yeah,
Hookers
that's
and blow.
the goal. I don't want to. I want to get past the surviving stage and just get into the party time for these. So that's where we're going. All right.
Or hose.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Finn's like porgs and hoes.
So, before we get started, just something of note. Did you know this week Chick-fil-A is giving free stuff during breakfast?
Yeah, but I don't want to.
Ooh, Chick-fil-A.
Because I went to Chick-fil-A, right, and they have the sign on the door that says, "Ask us about our free breakfast, and we'll give you a free breakfast entree." So I'm like, what the hell? And it's only for the 13th to the 17th.
Uh-huh.
So I'd gone there because I wanted chicken minis. So I went there, and if Tits McVenom is listening, she knows chicken minis are like the greatest thing ever. So I was gonna get myself a chicken minis. So I went up there and I'm like, I'll have the chicken minis. And she's like, is there any, the person at the counter, she's like, is there anything else you want? I said, what is this thing about the free breakfast? She's like, oh, it's a free sausage biscuit. You want it? I'm like, sure. So now I got a free sausage biscuit and chicken minis. It's fantastic.
Uh-huh.
So it's for the rest of the week. So I think for the rest of the week, I'm getting Chick-fil-A for breakfast.
Okay, there you go. That was just.
That's real life right there, people. Real life.
I mean, I don't even. Let's move on. Until Chick-fil-A becomes a sponsor for our program, Finn, leave that kind of crap out. Okay.
Well, this is how I'm trying to get them to be a
plug.
sponsor.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Chick-fil-A, I love you. I will follow you. I have the app, so I'm starting to get points and everything. Because now you can get into like different level statuses based on how much you spend. So my goal is to try and get like highest level because I do love Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Chick-fil-A, sponsor RSG. We will put your logo on there, and I will talk about you. And Tits McVenom loves your chicken minis. She calls them little heavenly drops of goodness. So yeah, Chick-fil-A, we are ready for your sponsorship.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there.
Maybe the president's an avid swgoh player, and he's sitting here listening to it daily.
That would be fantastic.
I doubt it.
Because I have talked about Chick-fil-A several times during all of our streams.
Mm-hmm.
Chick-fil-A is just...
I do love Chick-fil-A. I'm not going to lie. All right, so we have a roster review today, so let's go ahead and get into that. We are doing Kentucky Joe Cool's profile, or Kai Joe, if you want to be...
I'm going to go Kai Joe because it might be for Kyle Joe or something.
Maybe. I'm going to say
it's Kentucky Joe is awesome.
Yeah,
I love
think
that.
It's Kentucky Joe. Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Okay, we'll call him Kentucky Joe.
Yeah, because I mean it's KY. That's Kentucky, right? If I'm not mistaken. What is the abbreviation for the state of Kentucky? Is it KY or is it K?
KY. It's KY.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But also, KY.
It's also
and
the
then
name of a
J.
lube.
Well,
Yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna
yeah.
say. KYJ just happens to be KY with a J afterwards. I'm just
KY Joe.
just saying.
It could be.
Ooh, it could be jelly.
It could be all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're ready for his jelly, Finn.
So Mr. Lube Kentucky, we'll call him Lube Kentucky. He is part of the Echoes of More band.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Echoes of More band. And he is that one of yours, Chrome?
No, it is not, but I like the name.
Okay. So we have what we're doing is he wants an overall review about what you think about his progression. So looking at his roster kind of right now, he's a 2 million GP. So he's been playing for a little bit. So he's still kind of in that development stage. So he wants to know what it looks like if he's doing well progressing, what areas he should focus on in terms of factions. He said he knows he's strong in the light side, but he's wanting a little bit more guidance on the dark side. He was thinking Night Sisters or Troopers, so we can definitely focus on that.
And the judge of the dark side.
And then best teams for Heroic Sith and Territory Wars, Territory Battles. So basically we're looking at a lot of his characters. We could take a quick look at his ships and everything too, but it's largely he's looking for help with his characters.
All right, so characters, he's Yeah, light side, heavy. Let's just go through the roster of each faction and see what he's working on. I mean, he's got the big ones. He's got Thrawn, JTR, BB-8, R2. I mean, those are all done. So now we're looking at...
I want to focus on Arena.
Well, let's start with the Sith.
He's in top 200, right? Which is fine. That's what we say minimum you want to be, right? Because that way you guarantee at least 10 shards a day from those Arena characters. So you're at least in kind of that minimum range. Now you're at the point where we can try and see if we can boost you up a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So let's see what you have, what you can work on in order to get to that next.
I can tell you Hard Node Farm 1 that he needs to be working on is Darth Sion. The next one he needs to be working on is Darth Nihilus.
I figured those were coming.
Those are the two I want farmed every day. So, we got those two knocked out. I mean, Sith are fine. I mean, his Vader's 10, his Palp is 10, but they're not going to be...
Without Nihilus in particular, and then definitely without...
I mean, his
Sion.
Nihilus is 4, his Sion is 3, but they're not even close with gear or level. So.
If you can get Nihilus to 5-star gear, like gear 10, he's usable.
Yeah.
4-star, he becomes a little squishy. 5-star, he ends up being a little bit more survivable. Sion, if you can get to gear 11 at 3-star, he's usable. So you have...
Well, he's got a 5-star gear 8 shore trooper. You know, that could tide him over for a while if he were to work on shore as well.
Yeah. He could definitely, because he was saying... So he did want help on dark side, right? And he was looking at troopers. So yeah, shore trooper is definitely a potential here.
Well, Sion and Nihilus are a priority. So
yeah, Sion and Nihilus definitely from the hard nodes, and Shore Trooper also because you get TIE Reaper. So I would say with that, Shore Trooper is a good one to farm with it.
That's the goodest troopers, just in general.
Let's see. If we start with his Arena team, right? Let's start with there and kind of trickle down, right? So Arena, most important thing for your characters, you want to get as many crystals per day as you can, because as you accumulate more crystals, you can buy like gear, like the black eyeballs and the hollow projectors and the Bacta gels, the good purchases from the shipments that can help you with your gearing. So more crystals equals quicker gear. So higher you are, the better. And in looking at his Arena team, I don't think he has an Arena team that's going to stay. I think he's getting close to a position where he can build an Arena team that will climb. I think he needs to focus on just climbing into the top 100. He might drop into the top 200 and then be able to climb it. What do you think?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Keep looking because I'm looking at his roster. I'm trying to figure out what he has and what he doesn't have.
Where's his... Okay, so here's some of the things that stand out to me as characters he needs to work on right now. And that will basically get us so he can climb in Arena pretty much whenever he wants. He has a 7-star of the following characters, but they are not geared or leveled. He has a 7-star Kenobi. He has a 7-star Han Solo. He has a 7-star Rex. If you combine that with CLS and Thrawn, so simple
you get Captain Planet.
You get Voltron.
No, there's a different one.
So if you do Commander Luke lead with Thrawn, Han Solo, Rex, and Kenobi, right? You can pretty much beat any Emperor Palpatine lead team. You can beat pretty much any well, that's the main team you're probably focusing on, Arena. I don't want to go too much into other teams.
Well, all right,
that team will
First
climb
Order
very
looks
easily.
fine. Troopers need some work. He can work on Shore Trooper. He definitely needs to be farming Death Trooper. So Death Trooper is your Cantina farm right now. Then the 2 Sith need to be worked on for farm. Also, you need to be gearing up those 3 characters that Finn just mentioned. Kenobi, OG, Han, and Rex. So that's kind of where your focus should be right now.
Next thing, he has a lot of characters at level 70. That needs to stop too. He has a lot of MTGP. The only thing you're going to do with characters from now on, if you are not taking them...
I don't know what the hell's up with this phone. Randomly gets ads on it. Like if I don't...
That's GG. GG does that. We're no strangers to love. You know the roof, and so do I.
Alright,
okay. So, no more taking characters to level 70. and no more gearing up characters unless you plan on taking them all the way up.
To 11.
All you are doing from now on is level 50 and no pieces of gear. The reason for level 50 is that it unlocks the ability to put mods on your character, which allows you to hold more mods. That is all you are doing from now on. You have a lot of empty GP, like a lot of empty GP. So we want to avoid that. No more artificial inflation of your GP here. It may have been that you needed to do that for your guild or for territory battles or something like that. I can understand that because things have changed in the game recently and there's different focuses. But now, from now on, no more leveling up those characters. So level 50, that's it, unless you're taking them higher. And we're going to focus on particular characters, like we've already been discussing, to take characters up to level 85 and then gearing them up. So Kenobi, Rex, and Han will be your first ones. All the other ones, Rex and Kenobi, you can take to gear 11. I'm okay if you leave them at gear 11 for now. Han, you want to take to gear 12 and put a bayonet on him.
Yeah. Also, another farm that you need to finish up his bays, but that's okay. So I think we got him on a good track there. So let's recap. We want him to work on Nihilus and Scion as farms.
And I would say Shore Trooper as well.
Shore Trooper as well. Also,
because the Reaper.
Death Trooper as your Cantina farm needs to be done. And then you need to focus on gearing and leveling, if they're not there.
So actually, dude, sorry to interrupt you. He's got a 7-star Gear 8 General Kenobi.
No,
but it's level 70.
Yeah, but I mean,
are you listening to us, Grim?
Well, no, I was gonna say is if he doesn't want to farm Shore Trooper, instead he could use General Kenobi as a tank if he were willing to gear him up. What, did you just say that?
Repeatedly.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that one then.
Silly Grim.
I still blame Finn.
Yeah, so, we were telling him that he needs to gear up his Kenobi, his Rex, and his Han Solo, and those are the characters he can focus on, and he can put Kenobi into his arena squad. But he's probably still better off with a CLS team rather than an Emperor Palpatine team. He doesn't really have enough Sith or Empire to really make that team worth it right now. And I don't think he has a Zeta, if I saw correctly.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he doesn't have the Zeta on his lead anyway. So for now, I think he's better off just holding on to his Zetas. We can look at his Zetas as well to see where to go next. But yeah, gear Kenobi, Han, and Rex, farm Shore Trooper, farm Nihilus, farm Scion from the hard nodes, farm Death Trooper from your Cantina. I think that'll put you in a good direction for light side. I know you were thinking about Night Sisters, right? I wish I knew where he was doing in Fleet because I want to know his overall crystal income. He's getting top 200, which is good. So he's getting at least between his top 200, which is 75.
Actually,
Night
Sisters look pretty solid. He needs to finish Zombie and 1,000 star levels. But the other ones, Asajj, Daka, Talia, Initiate, Acolyte are all 7
Yeah, he has a 7-star.
Yeah, so he just needs to finish up old Talzin and Night and Zombie, but pretty decent, not bad. But this is just like his first order team. Once we get this other stuff taken care of, then he can start focusing on teams. You know, like a first order team or a Night Sister team, and then just finish them up to gear 11. Start putting their Zetas on, round out the team so that you can use them in territory wars stuff. I mean, I would say do your Night Sisters first. Once we get all this other stuff taken care of. Once you get all those farms and stuff taken care of first, then you can go back and start working on your team specifically. First Order, Rogue One, Night Sisters, Troopers. So I would recommend Night Sisters first, but we're ways away from that. We need to get your Sith going. We need to get the other characters to stars. We need to farm your Death Trooper. There's a lot of different things we got to get done first.
There's another thing I'm noticing in looking at his roster, so I want to make sure that he doesn't do this moving forward unless he had like a particular reason. Free to play, gear 11 is enough. There are very few characters that really need gear 12, and those characters are the ones that can get a multi-tool or a bayonet. Like those those items at gear 12 in particular really kind of change the way the characters work because the extra health steal increases their survival, like on a character like BB-8, or the armor protection or armor penetration that you can get on a character like Han Solo really makes a difference. Otherwise, you want to take your teams mainly to gear 11. Looking at his team, I have a feeling, and I don't think he's in chat because he said I think he said he's usually working, so he may not be able to respond, but you can always talk with us afterwards. My assumption, looking at his roster, is that he was focusing heavily on a Phase 1 heroic Sith raid team, which is fine. So he did it with a purpose. He got a Gear 12 Scavenger Raid. He got a Gear 12 BB-8 R2 Jedi Training Raid Resistance Trooper. So he has that Phase 1 team pretty much down, right? But just in general, even for the rest of the phases, you don't need Gear 12. You can do it with Gear 11 plus good mods. And we'll look at your mods here in a second. But Han Solo is really the only one you need to get to Gear 12. So I would make sure that you're not, because you need to get more Gear 11 characters. Just honestly, you're lacking essentially effective characters. It's not that you're lacking characters at 7-star. It's you're lacking effective characters that can really do well in territory battles, territory wars, arena, heroic Sith raid, right? And Gear 11 is what you need for that. Free to play, in general, standard is 1 below the max unless there is a reason you are taking it to the max. And the reasons for the max are they're your arena team, or they have a piece of gear at Gear 12 that you really need. Outside of that, stay at Gear 11 because otherwise you'll be wasting resources. You don't want to be playing the whale game as a free-to-play. You'll fall behind.
All right. I think we got him on the right path.
Yep. So we looked at his dark side, right? So let's take a look at his characters and see what he can do in the different phases of the heroic Sith raid.
Nothing really.
So he has Phase 1, right? So Phase 1... He's solid. That's it. Where is he on all the Chex Mix team? Does he have the characters at least?
He cannot do Chex Mix. That's why
he needs Death Trooper, right?
He needs Death Trooper. Listen, he's got Phase 1, but we need to do a whole bunch of stuff to get him Phase 2, 3, and 4. He is nowhere. He's not there yet, Finn.
Well, he does have a 7-star Chirrut.
Oh, well, in that case, what level is it?
I mean, so he has 7-star Chirrut, he has 7-star Han Solo. They all need to be geared up. So it's level 70 Gear 8 Chirrut, level 70 Gear 7 Han Solo. So potentially he can gear up those two. His POW isn't ready.
No.
But where's his Anakin? His Jedi Knight Anakin is 7-star, level 70 Gear 7, kind of like the rest of the characters. So he has the characters potentially.
He has some of the characters potentially.
He needs Death Trooper. That team doesn't work without Death Trooper. Obviously,
he doesn't have the Night Sister team ready either because he doesn't.
Well, he does.
How do you figure?
You can use the weak Knight. You can use the weak Initiate. Don't forget that was the initial team.
He does not have Talzin or Zombie.
You don't need them.
Okay.
No, you don't need them. So the original team and Skeltrix put out the video, and it works. It's not as effective as if you can get Plague Landing, right? But you can use Asajj lead. He needs a Zeta on that, so we have to discuss his Zetas here in a second too. But you need a Zeta on Asajj lead, but you can do Asajj, Daka, Talia, Initiate, and Acolyte. And the goal is to keep your Initiate being the weak character, and you res her repeatedly with Daka. And the rest of the characters kind of just continue doing their usual thing. So Asajj is gaining damage as Initiate is dying. Daka is healing and rezzing. Talia has like 3 different heals. And then Acolyte is your kind of your damage dealer who's gaining turn meter. Now no longer 100% turn meter, so it's changed a little bit. So now she's only gaining kind of 50% turn meter, so you want to make sure she has heavy damage. The team does do better with Talzin and Zombie. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but the team is still viable in Phase 4, but not at Gear 8, level 70. So if you are working towards your Phase 4 team, right, in terms of spending credits, you're fine. I would spend on your Night Sisters before you spend on like Chirrut, because Chirrut is still, you don't have Death Trooper. That team doesn't work. But the other ones are still perfectly fine. So just continue with those Night Sisters. Focus on leveling them. Keep your Initiate weak. Don't do anything with your Initiate, but the other characters can work.
All right.
Like Venom, what is that supposed to mean? I never drink Red Bull. That stuff is bad for you.
Yeah, but Twinkies and everything else is fine. Shut up, Finn. It makes sense.
Yeah, Captain Obvious, right. I got Chick-fil-A, so I got the chicken minis for breakfast, and they gave me a free sausage biscuit. There's like free Chick-fil-A stuff.
And we know Finn loves sausage in his mouth.
It's true. So much so we're doing a stream so you can see how the sausage is made. Haha! Brought it all back. I brought it all back to the beginning. All right. Let's take. Okay, so heroic Sith teams, and he basically has not. So he might not be too far away from stuff in Phase 2. That was part of the reason why I was.
First Order team, but they need gear, right?
He also has a 6-star Wampa and a 6-star.
Well, they're not 7-star, but
they're not 7-star.
Yeah, so
that's why I commented about the gearing, because I have a feeling he was using guild event tokens on some gear potentially to get those gear 12 characters. I wanted to make sure
I don't think it's a lot because he doesn't have a lot of 12 stars, and I think also to have a 6-star Wampa and Yoda means he's invested pretty heavily into that. For his level. So I think you should just finish your Wampa and your Yoda.
Finish them, and then you have your
but
phase
I mean,
2
but we can get more in speculation with him about that. But he's got a lot of other stuff he's got to work on, and you know, he's not. We're ways away. He's
far away, path. But not super far. He's kind of like in the he's moving in the right direction. He's moving in the right direction, but he's trying to do, I think, too many things at once. Yeah. And so he has a lot of things that are incomplete rather than a few things that are incomplete and a few things that are a little bit like complete. And so something complete. All so right. So I think you're on the right track. I think you just need to be a little bit focused more on your farming. No more level 70 gear 7 characters. It doesn't provide you any benefit. And
stay on target.
Stay on target.
Almost there. Just a little further.
And territory battles, honestly, as you build up your Sith team and your Empire team, yep, they'll take care of themselves. Let's take a look at his Zetas. And so I'm bringing up his current Zetas. And let's see where he is at. Okay, where is Kaijo? Ooh, okay. So he has Roll with the Punches. He has It Binds All Things. He has Number Crunch. And he has the lead on Jedi Training Ray. So, no bad Zetas. Nothing I can really complain about. So I think you're on the right track there with your Zetas. I think from now, you should just collect them. You have a few different directions you can go with your Zetas, depending on what you want to focus on. Han Solo's Unique is a really good one. I would probably say that would be your next one, so you can get your counter EP lead team for Arena, so you can go higher. I would say that would probably be your next Zeta, but you can hold on to it. If you want to focus on your Phase 4 team, if you want to work on your Night Sisters, then you're looking at a Saj lead. If you're going to switch to a Sith team, you definitely need your EP lead. Anything else besides those 3 that stand out to you? Any of you, Grim Ranger as his next Zetas?
No, I think you covered all I can see right now.
Yeah, I don't see anything else that would keep him focused. So I think one of those 3 would be your next one, and I would just save it for now until you're ready to make the jump. But I think Han would probably be your next one for the purposes of Arena.
Yeah. All right. And of course, KY Joe, if you have any other questions or anything like that, you know where to find us. Just give us a shout out on our Discord. And I encourage everybody to come to our Discord. We got over 1,000 people in the community there that are just great group of folks that will help you with any game you're playing, including Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. And lots of people there to help you with your rosters and things of that nature. And if you have a question directly, just message us directly. We'll be more glad to help you out. Okie dokie. So that was the roster review. It's time for questions. Finn, what questions do we have?
All right, I'm grabbing them right now.
That's right. You will grab them right now.
Oh, right. Let me change it so I can see more entries.
I'm going to go kill Ewoks.
Ah.
What do you mean? They deserve to die.
Well, it is for the assault battle. That's fine. They gave me an Omega. They were fun squishing for the Omega. Okay. So, let's see. First question from What Else 73. Would Finn still eat at Chick-fil-A if he was shown proof they use pork in place of chicken? No. No, I would not.
Lies.
No.
It would be pork fillet.
Little. Yeah.
What if it was partial chicken, partial pork?
So, I say no, right? But honestly, you may have caught me in a lie there because I still eat Taco Bell, and I know stories have come out about Taco Bell and their meat.
You can't fool me. I know.
Well, no. So here's my defense on that though, because that is there. That's usually with the beef, and I don't eat beef. So when I get the stuff, it's chicken, and it's like the chicken pieces. Because they don't do ground chicken in the Taco Bell stuff. So I only eat chicken anyways. So I've never had to deal with the non-beef aspect of things that they mix in with that. That's all you people that eat cow. My moo-moos are sacred, so it's fine with me.
Not our fault you're born from a culture that worships cows.
Yeah, no.
More steak for us.
More moo-moos and porks for me. Okay.
What?
Next one. Ski Trooper Califragilisticexpialidocious question. Traya lead, Nihilus, Scion, Thrawn, and Trooper. Thrawn goes first, then Scion, Traya, and Nihilus. Am I correct in TM swap to Nihilus? Drain Force, Scion Dispel, Isolate opposing Nihilus, then Fracture opposing Trooper.
That's wrong.
Is it?
Yes. Say that. Holy crap! I have to look at that question in detail. You just read all that. I'm like, wait.
I'll put it in Skype.
I have to look at that one, but I mean,
I don't see anything wrong with that sequence. So he has a Traya, Nihilus, Scion, Thrawn, and Trooper, right? So Thrawn goes first, and so then Scion,
no,
Traya.
You do not swap to Nihilus. You want to swap to Scion. Do his AOE because you want to save your. If you go directly to your Nihilus, you run the chance if you have no debuffs on the other team, right? That they are not, it's not going to hit, and you just basically borked yourself. I always go to Scion first with my Thrawn. Always. He does his AOE.
But if you do your Scion first, you can put Pains up, and then the opposing Nihilus will go before yours because now you fed him turn meter.
Right, but then he
can turn meter reduce your pain.
I'm telling you, this is a way to do it because. Pain on that, and then what happens too, I don't even mind if their Thrawn goes and does a fracture because I've got pain on him, and then I just sit there, he's going to counterattack. He is going to die as quick as you have ever seen someone die before because you just attack him, he counterattacks, and before you know it, 1 or 2 hits, even weak hits cause him to lose health, and then you are going to, it's just the better route to go because if you it's too RNG, and I don't like RNG. So I've tried to minimize it, make it as less RNG is better. So when I do my Scion, just AOE pain on their team, maybe their Nihilus goes, maybe it doesn't. I don't really care because I don't have any debuffs on. So usually Thrawn and a couple other ones will resist. Maybe they get a couple ones. If it gets Trooper or Scion, I don't care. And then what you want to do is you want to fracture, you want to isolate, Scion. I just say fracture. If I need it, I'll use it either on Nihilus or Trooper if I have no choice. But I usually save it for Nihilus. With the isolate on Scion, then I'm definitely I've got the win in the bag. But I always go with AoE ping first before I would use Nihilus, because if you swap in the beginning Nihilus and you go there but you have no debuffs on them, you're rolling the dice. I don't like doing that. And usually when my Scion goes and does his AoE ping, yeah, theirs goes, but normally he only gets 1 or 2 of my guys. And even if it does hit all of them, I'm still in the driver's seat because I'm sitting there doing what I do. So, yeah. All right.
There you go. I'm getting my Traya later today, assuming all things go well. And so, yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. Next question is from Alexandru Gross. And question is, which gear is best to be bought from shipments? Okay. So if you're talking about, one thing, the ones for credits, I always buy, even if I have 1,000 of them. You never know if they're going to do a trade-in or something like that. So I always buy all the gear for credits. That being said, if you're talking about the crystals, and you're talking about the what you can buy for crystals from shipments, there's a few pieces in particular. And let me go find Wink's guide really quick, because Wink has a guide that he put out that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Finding it right now.
For me, I like anything that's gold that's 375 crystals.
Yeah, so those are the Mark III holo projectors are good. No, the gold ones are the black eyeballs, and the Mark 9
Yeah, the
data
med
pads.
pack. Oh, the dad pads, yeah.
Yeah. And then you have the there's the gear guide. And so the other ones are the Mark III holo projector and the Mark II back to gels. Those are good purchases as well. So here, putting it in the chat right now.
Yeah, and the Mark III back to gels, the 2 and 3s are both in the. You talking about regular shipments or guild shipments?
Regular shipments for crystals.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
So what I put in the chat is a link to Wink's purchasing guide, and it's a really, really good guide. And it goes through all the different shipments, and you'll see the numbers in green that show you what are good purchases from the different stores. And he goes through everything. So if you guys don't have this already, definitely bookmark this, because he did a really good job with this. And you'll see that there's certain resources that are good to be purchased from shipments, and you can see where they're best to be farmed. So for example, Carbantes, if you look at that, you'll show that you're better off farming those than buying those, versus like holo projectors. Holo projectors, you can buy those because it's cheaper. And so we're just kind of, you can go through that and see it, but you'll see which ones are the valuable ones for the shipments. And so it is the Mark V med packs, like Xylo said, the black eyeballs, the Mark 9 data pads are the gold pieces, and then the purple pieces, you have the Mark III holo projectors, the Mark II back to gels, the Mark IV furnaces. I don't think I've ever bought those, but he has that listed there, as well as the Mark V thermal detonators. So those are the best ones to get from shipments. Keyboard question: what energy do you guys tend to refresh?
Hard node.
Yeah, I do the regular hard node stuff. I do 3 a day.
Yeah,
At least 3 a day.
Yeah, I'm only doing Cantina right now. I'm not doing regular energy. I need to finish Kira, and then I'm saving up crystals again.
Yeah, I'm just farming Kira regularly. You know, I'm not rushing or anything. So, but hard nodes, yeah, that's it.
Okay, Nathaniel Morgan question: how do you avoid a blue turtle shell in Mario Kart? Oh, that's simple. You slow down and you stay right in front of somebody else.
You shoot him in the face.
You stay in line so that the turtle shell will hit the person behind you rather than you, because it'll target you, but it'll hit anything in its way as it gets to you. So you let it just kind of hit you. And then the other thing is a Starman.
Starman. And what was the other one where the shells circle around
the green and the red? Yeah, you get the 3 turtle shells and it can fly around you.
Yeah, and that'll stop it too.
Mm-hmm. The blue turtle shell can hit the person behind you and still hit you though. But if you stay behind him, right, at least that person is definitely getting hit as well as you, and so you're not going to fall behind that person. Now, hopefully that person is also really far ahead. But Starman is the easiest way. Next question, Paul Morgan. Question: been on vacation pew-pewing. How did Night Sisters get nerfed? They didn't.
Not yet. They will.
Not yet. Well, we don't know. We don't know what they're doing to Zombie. They're doing something with Zombie, and
well, whatever they do, it's all Finn's fault.
Yeah.
If it's something good, though, we take credit for it.
Yep. Captain Obvious question: is it too late to do Sanely Red's Twitter contest? No. In fact, if you go onto our Twitter, it is pinned to the page. That is our question of the day for tonight's stream. So there's no specific question. It is a picture caption question. And if you go onto our Twitter page, We have a picture. It is a caption contest today, and the best responses will be read at the end of the stream, and we will decide, except for me, since I'm reading it, and I'll know who said what, who the best responses were, and the top 3 will get a game from Sanely Read. So go ahead and post that now. We actually are going to try and do our Twitter questions and stuff for the streams about a week early to give people more time for responses moving forward. So we'll also have the one for the next stream after the stream closes. So there you go. Let me refresh the questions now. We got through that first set. Another question came in. See, where did we stop? There. Next question. Keyboard the Planet Eater. What do porgs like to do? They like to cause mischief. That's what porgs do.
Get eaten by Chewy.
No. Next question. Chewy. Next question from Chewy. Question: is Night Sister Acolyte still worth the farm?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like
I'd
her.
say yes.
Yeah, she's still good. You still need to get 1,000 from those events, so you need the Night Sisters anyway. So yeah, she's not like a priority farm, but she's worth getting to 7-star. Slarty Bartfast.
What?
His name is Slarty Bartfast.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Question.
from Monty Python, isn't it? Or no, that's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
There you go. 'Cause I have no clue. I missed that reference.
I like it.
Yeah. There you go. So Grim at least recognizes it. I'm not. I fail as a dork if I didn't recognize that. Okay. Question from Slarty Bartfast. Question: Will there ever happen something useful with ally points? I have 1.6 million and I can't get rid of them. So Carrie told us that they are thinking of something. We don't have a timetable, but yes, they're looking at ways in order to. So basic summary of what's happened. They introduced a large number of ally tokens into the game as a way to introduce currency that would be needed for tournaments. Tournaments fell through because there was a lot of issues with it, but the ally tokens continued. So now people have been accumulating large numbers of ally tokens, and the ally token people some have cashed them in, others have been saving. But in talking with Carrie, she was saying that if everybody started to cash them in for chromium, that would change kind of the economy of the game, and they would have to kind of figure out what's going on with it. And so they're looking at ways to basically provide different purchases for ally tokens and drain our currency. So chances are it'll be a high value of guild tokens or ally tokens needed for some pieces of gear, and that will be what we're going to be looking at. But no timetable set for that.
Slicing.
Yeah, it could be for slicing. But that's what I'm doing. I'm just saving my ally tokens. But yeah, something will happen. It's up to you if you want to spend it. Not worth saving if you're a newer player, because there are a lot of characters and gear and stuff you get from that. But veteran players, if you guys don't need anything from that, then yeah, you can go ahead and save. Stama Osbov question: when sorting tunes by speed in game, what are your opinions on who should be in the top row?
Thrawn,
Enfys, Nest, Hermit, Yoda. The characters with high speed. Remember
Sith
that
Assassin.
remember that the sorting of the characters is based on their total speed, not their speed mods, and also not their effective speed, right? So Vader, for example, will be your fastest character, but he probably won't show up on the top row because he gets his bonuses once he's in game. So use that at your own risk in order to figure things out. Chewy question: out of these Cantina tunes, what should be the order for farming? Kylo Ren Unmasked, Fox, Sith Trooper, Sith Assassin, Sith Marauder, and Kira.
Depends on your Sith in first order, I'd say.
I mean, for me, it's I don't know. I think crew is first.
I'd say that order, that sounds exactly right. I mean, Kira, she's
I don't know
good,
if I would.
but they don't have all the other pieces around her free to play yet, so we don't know how you're gonna like Vandor Chewie's on the hard node, so it's going to take forever to 7-star him, right? So the team's going to take forever to build. So
yeah, I mean, I think crew needs to be your first because you get a ship with it too.
Well, that and crew is what makes first order so good. If you don't have crew, you don't have a first order team.
Yeah.
And then Fox will be that much better when you finish crew, and then everything else, like I said, like Sith Trooper's a great piece. I wish I would have worked on him earlier, but now he's like one piece from Gear 12 for me, and he's like the main key, on defense for the, that meta team right now. So.
Chewy question: out of these Cantina tunes, what should be the order? Oh no, I just read that one. Nathaniel Morgan question: who will be the next Clone Wars bounty hunter? Orsing,
yeah.
Voltron.
Van Seal had some good ones yesterday. Sugi and someone else that looked interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like when the Imbo event came around too, it did say the event was the #1 event too. So I mean, potentially 2 or 3 more, right? So.
Okay. Next question, Keyboard the Planet Eater question: does Finn drink milk? Yes, I do. Not blue milk, just regular milk.
What about
Chewy,
green milk?
No.
That's what I was thinking. Green.
No, I will drink pink if I mix some strawberry quick in there though. Nesquik, strawberry Nesquik is good.
The chocolate milk from McDonald's is good. A lot of protein in it.
It is. I do like chocolate milk, especially if you make it with the Hershey syrup. Cause I figured out kind of like my method of doing it. So if you put like half a glass of milk and then you put your chocolate syrup and then you microwave it, right, in order to heat it up.
What the hell?
And then you mix it.
What the hell?
We're talking about milk. So once you mix it, right, then you add more milk to it, so it like cools down the chocolate that's already in the milk, and it seems to disperse it in a much better form. And then you mix it, and then you microwave it again. If you put all the chocolate in at once, I get like this weird kind of like sometimes the chocolate kind of gets like stuck to like the bottom of the glass.
Clumpy.
Yeah, but if you microwave it with only half the milk, and then you add more milk to it, and then stir it, I find that it mixes much better.
Finn, you should
that's kind of like hot cocoa, yeah, because I'll boil milk or heat it up on the stove like that rather than a microwave for whatever reason. But
I'm
lazy.
I'm lazy.
I like the powdered Nestle over the liquid Nestle anyway.
Yeah. This is a lunch stream, Ranger.
Free breakfast at Chick-fil-a.
Chewy question: how quick should a guild be moving through one tier of Sith raid before moving on to the next?
As fast as it needs to get through it.
Yeah, there's no set pace. I would just say. I mean, I would say not to do the tier 6. We had this discussion yesterday. If you're doing tier 6 at a very fast clip, you should be doing tier 7. Tier 6 otherwise goes too slow. You're better off doing tier 5 and then occasionally doing tier 7, the heroic, to see where you are. So, I don't know.
Tier 6.
Yeah.
Nobody should do tier 6 more than once.
Yep. Until they change something. But as of right now, yeah. It's tier 6 is awful. Question, Doja-san. Question: do you think we will get a new tune to purchase, like Hermit Yoda or Wampa, from the guild event store? I'm considering hoarding. Should I? Yes. Midriff Padme.
If we get a Geonosis map, probably.
Geonosis map coming for territory battles is my guess with the Midriff Padme.
Would make sense.
There you go. Ranger, what do you think about Midriff Padme?
I'm thinking about Leia.
Ooh, another Leia? Slave Leia?
Slave Leia. I mean, they could bring out Jabba and something.
What if you get
the
Jabba that
with
uses Princess Leia as his attack?
Oh.
So you have the Jabba models. Yeah, he like whips his chain and Princess Leia comes and kicks you in the face. I think that would be really cool.
That would be real cool.
CG, we want to see that. You don't have to put in a separate Princess Leia. We know that that's not allowed. But make Princess Leia the weapon of Jabba. So Princess Leia kick can be the attack of Jabba. So she comes and hits you in the face.
Yeah, have one be Princess Leia, have the other one be Bib Fortuna, and the other one be
Crumb.
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 No.
Okay.
Oh yes, salacious. Yeah. No, that could be like a battle cry that increased the buffs on the bounty hunters or something. Salacious laugh.
Yeah. Okay, next question from Chewy. Question, when is RSG's next guest appearance on another show?
Soon, TM.
Well, are we doing Mist again this week, Ranger?
Yeah, he's coming on.
No. Are we going on Mist?
I don't know if we are or not. We can talk to him about that today.
Yeah, we may be on Mist Passier's
I
stream.
talked to him about it, but I mean...
Yeah, I can't do the possessive of just Mist. That's the Mist. It's a Mist Passier's stream on Thursday, but otherwise we'll do. We are going to be on Spartan Easy Twitch on Friday. So
I love Mist. Mist is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a polite, well-spoken, articulated guy.
Yeah. Next question, Doja-san. Why are you farming Kira instead of mods? When the energy splits, there will be plenty of time for Kira. So, one, we don't know when the energy is splitting. Two, I'm loaded up on mods. So the fact that I'm loaded up on mods helps me to the point where I don't necessarily need to worry about it. Yeah, I recommended anyone that's low on mods to definitely do it. But the other one is
Kira's awesome.
Well, yeah, Kira is awesome, and I want to try and build a team with her and Enfys. But the other part of it, I know not everyone agrees, but I hate the fact that they're bringing out all of these factions in groups. And so there's 5 of them, right? So 5 of them makes me think they'll be needed for an event, and this is kind of PTSD from Phoenix and Thrawn. And so I'm trying to farm all of the Han Solo characters. So I have young Han Solo 7-star from the guild store. I'm farming Vandor Chewie. I'm working on Kira. I'm waiting for Lando and L3. Part of this is because of my own suspicion, and it's probably wrong just based on history. But again, I play just in case type of thing right now in terms of shard collecting. And so I'm worried about the potential of a Dryden Voss that needs the other solo characters. And so I'm farming all the solo characters in order to get that. Because just like the Thrawn event, there are 6 solo characters. There is young Han, Vandor Chewie, Kira, Enfys, Lando, and L3. So same kind of situation as the Thrawn event. Possible that they throw a legendary. Same issue when they start dropping the KOTOR characters. Right, as soon as they get into free-to-play, I'll be farming them pretty quickly. So, yeah. So that is why I am farming Kira.
Dude, if they drop Dryden Voss on us, I'll be so happy.
It depends on his kit. To Ranger's point, there was a lot of people not happy about the movie in general, and that may have been because of Last Jedi more than anything else. But there were a lot of people not happy about Han Solo as well. If his kit isn't good, and then you suddenly require you to farm 5 of these tunes, that would be a problem.
True, but since when have any of the legendaries had bad kits?
Well, Emperor Palpatine was good for all of a week, and Grandmaster Yoda was pretty awful until they let you get Qui-Gon Jinn. They had to rework a legendary character twice in order to make them viable.
That's right.
So they've done it before.
Okay, I sit corrected.
And not to mention now, Chimera is basically phased out. If people didn't have Chimera already leveled up and stuff from before their freaking ship 2.0 crap, I don't think people would have cared about Chimera, because Tarkin and Home 1 are better with the current ships and the Geos and stuff. So, Chimera is kind of a fail ship right now, too. In my opinion, it's the worst out of all of the ships, so.
That's because you're on crack.
Maybe. And I'm using it in Arena. Don't get me wrong. I'm using it in Arena.
You're using crack in Arena?
Yeah, I'm using the crack ship in Arena.
No, crack itself.
Well, no. I can't use it in the arena. That would be juicing my characters. You're not allowed to juice in this game.
Now Finn will be using methamphetamine soon. You heard it here first.
He's like, was it Tyrone Biggins? Anybody got any more of them chimeras?
Now we all know where to get the best crack.
I love that episode.
What you
when
do
he goes
is you
into
go down to the
school.
fifth street. Yeah.
You're mixing between Tyrone
I
and
know.
Chef's
Mr.
mom.
Hank.
I know.
And Chef's mom.
I know.
Don't get no 350.
My voice went a little too high there.
So Doja-san question, if Chimera is the worst, what is the ideal endurance lineup? The reason I say Chimera is the worst is because I don't see him having a purpose anywhere if you were able to start over with ships. Endurance is a timeout lineup for territory wars. You're looking at a Umbaran starting with a Rex, and I like Jedi Consular in the starting lineup, and then you bring in your Plo Koon and Clone Sergeant off the bench. It is a complete timeout team. It is not really one that you can win anything with, but in Territory Wars defense, it is actually pretty annoying for people to deal with if you're not actually holding something reasonable on offense. And there's a lot, depending on what division you're in, there's a lot of people that don't have a lot of depth in ships. Ships is one thing that a lot of people haven't been happy about, so you'll find a lot of guilds that are really good in characters, really weak in ships. They'll have like one arena lineup and the rest of their ships are crap, and then they may just put that in defense and then they have nothing. So that's why I think it's the worst.
Rex spamming that protection with all the Galactic Republic ships is just...
And then once Plo Koon comes off the bench and heals everyone, like, oh, okay, that's what we need.
Sitting there taunting because he's got his 40% protection recovery on top of Rex's, so you can't ever get past Clone Sergeant.
Yeah. So that's why in my opinion, Chimera is the worst. I think Home 1, for me, I think Home 1 is the best lead with Geos, but I've seen it done very well with Tarkin too. So I think either one works with Geos, and that's why they're probably the best. And then Endurance has an effect in Territory War defense, and I think Chimera is just being used right now because it was a lot of people's best ships prior to the change, and so they're just kind of continuing with it. But a lot of the older shards, or no, I shouldn't say older shards. A lot of the shards with whales, heavy whale, have already changed over away from Chimera. I'm on one that's slowly transitioning to that. I'm working on mine as well. There's a few whales on there, but mine is largely free to play, so it's benefited me. I can keep my Chimera longer. I haven't had to go crazy investing on my Geos, so that's always nice. So I know my fleet is a little bit easier than some others. My arena, not so much, but my fleet definitely is. So depending on where you are, but the Chimera is falling out of favor, which is sad for a legendary ship.
Falling out of favor.
Hey,
People are hooked on that quick instant kill. That's, I think, the biggest thing that everybody knows they can get to it quicker for now. And so until you get the Geos or First Order that can knock out a fleet before they can get to it, people, I think, are going to stick around with Chimera.
Yeah.
Because my fleet shard is the same as yours. Like, there's only one or two people who switched over to the Akbar or Executrix Geos. Everybody else is still Chimera.
I see it
pigs.
starting on mine, though. Mine is slowly starting to shift over to that, so now it's getting more and more prevalent in the top.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to swap myself. I've got Akbar 100% max, and my Geos are like gear 10 and 11. I'm getting ready to make the swap myself, just to something different.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why. I mean, everyone's shard is a little bit different, so we try to keep everything in perspective for
That's
that.
That's right, piece of filth.
It's a shame a legendary ship sucks so bad, though.
It is. It is.
I mean, I guess it's kind of fair after the debacle of using, 3 or 4 ships to have to get it, and they were going to fix it. Didn't fix it, it came back. They were going to fix it the third time. They finally just said, screw it. We're just going to leave it.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Next question, this will probably be our last question, is from Spaceman Tim. Hi, Spaceman Tim. Question, what celebrity apprentice does Ranger have lined up for tonight?
What?
What celebrity what celebrity appearance does Ranger have lined up for
I
tonight?
would say Prentice. What the hell?
Sorry, I misread.
Oh, I haven't really thought about it. That's more organic than anything. You know, that just kind of comes from the moment where someone says something, the name pops in my head, and I just start doing it. So I think
you should sing about who's going to be on the show.
Well, we got Urban Blast to be on. That'd be really good. Urban
what?
Blast is coming to RSG Saturday nights.
He's coming?
Said, you know, if you're going to interrupt me when I'm singing the song, you can just go to hell. I'm not singing anymore.
I got so distracted with the Urban Blaster thing that I forgot it was Randy Newman.
Urban Blaster is freaking awesome, man.
You know, that's as awesome, me being able to sing a song without Finn interrupting me.
Okay, go ahead.
Finn just thinks he's the sizzle.
The what?
The shizzle. I
Oh
don't.
my god, that's not something Randy Newman should be saying.
Well, I said it.
Hey, Randy, say for shizzle my nizzle.
For sizzle, my nizzle. Phasers and lasers and all kinds of stuff in Star Wars.
Oh my god.
Poor Randy. I hope he's not listening.
He probably has like, who are you guys? They're stupid.
Oh my god.
All right, so that's it. That's it for the questions and stuff. Like, you know what, Dr. Finn, you made me very angry today. I'm making you close out.
How did I make you angry?
You know what you did.
I did? Oh, that. I thought we weren't going to talk about that.
Please shut down the stream for us, Finn.
All right. Goodbye.
Try again, Finn. See, this is why I'm making you do this, crack, because you do stuff like that. You're a very bad man.
Okay.
You're a very, very bad man.
All right. So thank you all for joining us on the lunch stream. We do this on weekdays from 12 p.m. to about 1 p.m. every day, which is our Eastern time zone lunch hour, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. I will be working on updating the podcast from this weekend up until today. I don't know if today's will be on there when I'm done, but I am working on the podcast today to get that caught up. We do have our nightly stream today, our weekly Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes stream, which is at episode, I think, 113 now. So 113 straight weeks of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on the Reality Skewed Gamers channel. So we'll be doing that. We'll be discussing more about stuff going on in the community and stuff, and hoping that, I think they're going to be announcing something today. Let's hope. What else is going on? So then on Saturday mornings, we have Jedi Academy, which is our pure question and answer stream, where you guys can hop on, ask questions of a great panel of YouTubers, plus, unfortunately, Ranger and I. Yeah. You guys don't come to hear us. You come to hear everyone else. So join us on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and you can ask your questions and get those answered in a pure question and answer stream. Saturday night, as Ranger alluded to, is on the RSG Mature channel. So it's a different channel from this one, and it is where Ranger and a bunch of our friends get tore up from the floor up and get drunk and play Mad Libs and occasionally do Dungeons and Dragons character
No, we don't do that
creations.
anymore. You bitch too much, whiny bastards.
There you go. And with now 100% less D&D character creation.
Oh,
There you
I'm
go.
going to do it, and it's not for a while. But
Damn it.
But
But
you know what? I may just
99.9%
start doing some other things, like playing Battlefront. You know, we're just there to hang out and drink and have fun and just talk about stuff. What's on the screen is immaterial. It really is. Good
Well,
Lord.
when you're
It's
only
a
talking
social
about the character
gathering.
creation. So now with 99% less D&D character creation,
I'd say 50.
so that's at 10 p.m. Eastern time on Saturdays on the RSG Mature channel.
Because I'm
and
going to let you know, Finn, that Chrome got me the DM guide, the Dungeon Master's guide, and the Player's Handbook. So, yeah.
It's going to be its own
And
now.
if
We're going to be
anybody,
dead.
yeah, and if anybody
We-
would like, there's other books on the Amazon wishlist that you can purchase for us for the D&D campaign, if you'd like.
So give Ranger ideas to kill my character.
That's right. It's all about torturing Finn's little monkey ass.
Well, everybody's already plotting it. We just need the ideas, people. Come on.
Yeah, I've got.
It's
lots
funny because everyone tries to do stuff to my gnome, and my gnome freaks them the hell out. I think that's the
I tried
second
to book up on them. And,
You tried to
yeah,
intimidate
they
me,
shut
and then
me
I
down.
intimidated you right back.
Like, how embarrassing. Finn's little gnome intimidated my
It's just
dude.
rolls. He's just been lucky on his rolls. He
Well, I
really-
also have a lot of points in that too.
Right, but it still rolls. I mean, because
Yeah, I know.
other people do too. You just have outrolled them on that. Everything else you roll horribly on. Like, you can't even.
I'm not an attacker.
No.
I miss on like every single freaking attack.
Well, what was it? We were in the store and you try to roll perception. You rolled 2 1s. It's like,
oh yeah, because I don't have
you go in there trying to intimidate someone. Natural 20. Like, god damn.
Yeah, I've gotten good rolls on the skills that I actually have points in, and the ones that I don't, I've done crappy. I rolled a 1 on perception while on watch.
I also like to shout out Corinth because for the roll 20, he got us the player's handbook version for that. And so when we roll characters now, it's got all the stuff in there. We don't have to. I don't have to go digging for it and stuff because I was messing around with it yesterday.
That's cool.
So big shout out to Corinth for that. I really appreciate that as well.
Yeah, so
he's
we
offered to help me with my guy too. And I just want to say thank you to him because he has offered to help, build my backstory and stuff. He's super nice guy.
Corinth's good, and we are looking to do a one-off. I think I'll drag. Corinth knows I think a professional dungeon master. And he's looking to do a one-off, just a one-off battle campaign. So I may just bring Finn and Grim and him along, and we may record that for you guys. So I'm kind of talking to him about that, which will probably.
Corinth actually posted that in the D&D chat. So if you guys are interested, go on to the RSG Discord and go to the D&D chat. And Corinth has actually posted some information about that if you're interested in Dungeons and Dragons. Right now, we're doing that on Sundays at 5 p.m.
ready to fight, and Finn loves the D&D masters.
That's what we do. Dungeons and Dragons at 5 p.m. Eastern on Sundays right now. We had a few people with schedule changes, so we may change that up, but for now, that's the time. Make sure you hit subscribe and click on the little bell so you can get notifications when we put up videos. Some of the things that we're working on, just to kind of give you guys an idea, we're working on the karaoke video for the charity stream.
Yeah.
Since we hit 9,000, so we're working on the recordings and everything right now, so we'll post that when it's done. You guys have requested some different content, so we are working on getting out some non-live stream content for you guys based on some of the interest that you guys have. So keep an eye out for that. It's obviously it's mainly a time issue.
Full of lasers and phasers and proton torpedoes. Just watch me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mainly.
I just think of dodgeball, lasers and blazers and all kinds of lasers.
So it's mainly been a time issue. I can, as you guys probably know, like I do a lot of the graphics and stuff, and unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunately, but it's so I'm working towards something with my job, and so I've gotten a little bit more work recently to try and get more monies, and getting me one step closer to Hookers and Blow for Ranger.
Yeah.
So I gotta
that's what
spend time on that. So it's been a little bit delayed on some of the non-live content. But I will be working on some of that here with the RSG crew, and we'll be trying to get that. So keep an eye out for that. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell. Watch us when we do Borderlands, which we're trying to do pretty much every Tuesday night. I think it varies a little bit, either 9 p.m. or 10 p.m.
I just listen for the Biff. She's retarded. I swear to God.
She's Tiny Tina. The Biff is Tiny
Tina. She really
Tina.
is. It is uncanny when I hear Tiny Tina, then I hear the Biff. I'm like, wait, what the hell?
They are one and the same.
So are Cyber and Zabif. We figured out they were the same person too.
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
Yeah. They are.
Not really.
Nobody has seen both of them in the same place at the same time. So just saying. So with that,
works out that she gives are so hilarious when she's killing someone or dying or something. She's got the best one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with that, thank you all for watching this. We hope you guys were entertained, and we will check you out tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, for our Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live stream episode 113.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you guys tonight.
All right. Peace.